today we're talking about something that's really important if you're a performer, but also if you run your own business, and that is time management.
Time management!
Because no one's going to tell you when to practice if you're out of school, or that you should work on your projects, or things need to get done. So figuring out how to get things done and keep working and improving is something to think about.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I think that's the hardest thing. If you went to school and then you get out, I realized I had been a student from age 5 years old, from kindergarten to what? I mean, we'll say 20 years.
Right.
If you do grad school or something. And then you're like, oh my gosh, this whole world's before me.
What
and
do I
there's
do?
no organization.
Yes.
So we actually have kind of different takes on it. So we'll share both of our ideas.
Yeah.
And you can see what works for you.
And I think the big thing we found is that you got to find something that you're realistic about, that works for you and what you're actually going to do. So I like to read about other people's ideas and you pick and choose, and then you think, okay, is this something I can stick with and know and how to do it. So time management, figuring out what it is, how you're going to get things done. So do you want to share what you do?
So I'm a super nerd and I love Excel.
Yeah.
So I make an Excel spreadsheet of this is my summer schedule, and it's color coded with pink and purple, of course.
It's awesome.
Yeah, so this just helps me divide up my time, because in the summer, if I'm not in production, I have a lot of free time, but it's not free time because we have a lot of stuff we have to get done.
Yeah.
So I will actually divide up my day into chunks because, as I mentioned before, I could be a little ADD. So if I have a whole day, I might get nothing done. But if I know I have, when I wake up, I have an hour that I need to exercise, so I need to get it done. And then I have half an hour for breakfast. And then, this is a little bit idealistic. I can't say that I've quite stuck to this summer. We tried. And actually I need to change it because I am teaching this summer just a little bit. So I would organize it. I did this in college as well. I would put all my classes in and then see where I had chunks of time, and then I would fill up those chunks with a certain color of like free time or study this or check email. And if you're kind of specific, it saves you from wasting time just checking your email every 5 minutes. If you're like, okay, no, I know I'm going to check that at 10 a.m. and I'm going to check it again at 5 p.m. So that kind of keeps me a little more productive in a more organized fashion. And I also give myself a lot of, flexibility. Because we're artists, so life changes. Often. But yeah, so that's my basic thing. I like the spreadsheet, I like to give myself a schedule like I am in school, and just try to regiment my day. However, Sarah?
I do a little different. I have a calendar, but it's a big year calendar, and then I'll put in kind of goals that I'm working on or things I'm working towards. And then the downtime that I have, maybe I'm not teaching or not going to a job, then for me, I'm a big picture person. So I have these big goals. So I know I want to work on writing a piece, so I have a deadline, or I have meetings, and then I work up to those. I don't do very well working on big projects, multiple big projects in a day. So dividing up chunks of time gets really overwhelming for me. So I would say one day is the business day, and I go and I work on my computer. And then the next day, then this is my go rehearse day, and I have time to do that. And it's just a different headspace for me to figure out. So knowing that's helpful. And then for me, it's helpful to think about practice and rehearsal as my job. Even if I don't get paid, that I need to set aside time, that's important. And then I write down, started doing this a couple of years ago, write down how many hours I'm doing stuff. So, okay, today we're 2 hours on movement. And then keep track of the hours. It's both humbling and good. It's depressing because you look at it and you're like, I thought I was working so hard. And then you're like,
good idea.
Oh no, I wasn't. And that just gives me a good sense of tracking sort of rather than just thinking about it. Here's what actually happened. Videotaping myself and watching and things like that help too. So for me, it's a big picture piece.
So basically, we just gave you two completely opposite ways. We work work differently.
Yeah.
This is why we work well together.
Yes, exactly. So I think time management, like I said at the start, find what works for you, that you will actually make progress. with that.
Also, we talked about the other day. Find what time of day you work best.
Yes.
Like
Oh my
I
goodness.
actually am more productive in the morning. Believe it or not, I don't really like to talk to people, but I like mornings because by the afternoon I'm ready for a nap. However,
I am the complete opposite. Like, do not talk to me. I can't function in the morning. And I tried. Like, I taught high school for 3 years. And you get up and you have to teach. And people are like, oh, you get used to it. No, you don't. It does not work for me. So I do better, like, slow start to the morning. And then I can go till really late at night. And that's my most productive time. So early mornings don't function well. So for me, I may do like emails and stuff in the morning, things that I can be by myself and not talk to people. And then work up to rehearsals and things in the afternoon and working with people. So it's just different, and I know that.
it's different.
You know,
Yeah.
people are like, early birds, get the worm, and I'm like, no, you don't. But
Not if you're half asleep.
not if you're half asleep. So, and I don't know, it can be seen as laziness or something, but it's just when you work best.
Yeah.
So it's I think figuring that out is really
Yeah,
important.
so that's important.
Yeah.
Something I read, if you do the thing you like least first, you tend to be more productive. Because if I don't wash my dishes right away, they're not getting washed
Yeah.
today at all. So it's kind of building your task list and saying, okay, I really don't want to do that. If I just do it first and get it over with, like if I just make this phone call and get it over with, you actually will be more productive. And that's a good way to use your time. It's kind of so in my schedule building, I try to build in office hours where I would be like, okay, this is in the morning, I'm gonna get this done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that. So another thing to think about, time of day,
Right.
what you should do first, and then how you work.
Yeah.
Maybe you're the spreadsheet kind of artist.
Yeah.
But I think I'm a little weird on that one.
No, I mean, everyone's different. And I think what is it that motivates you or gets you moving? Maybe, like for me, going to the gym, I tried. I really honestly, like even for Christmas, my parents got me a gym membership and I failed miserably. But I'll exercise on my own or go to a class. And then some people need to go to the gym. So you have to figure out what will motivate you. Deadlines motivate me. They scare me. So if I'm like, I have to get this done. Meetings help me know I'm working towards something. So you have to figure out what's going to drive you to get things done and then put that in place.
I think I'm going to try the time card thing that you were saying. Like writing down what day of practice and how long. Because I think I'll be surprised.
It is really
That's
surprising.
a
It's
good
really,
idea.
and I set like a goal
Yeah.
of like I was going to work so many hours this summer on movement and voice. And then I look at it and I'm like, oh, I'm so far behind. But it's a good wake up call too.
Yeah.
And then if you get ahead, it's like you're winning. You're really excited.
That's true. That's true.
So
Cool.
So there's lots of great. I think if you look in the business world, entrepreneurial world, there's so many tips about being productive and all those
Different
pieces, models of that. So you can explore and find, but people will say there's one way, ignore that.
Right.
Find,
You can find 5 other books that will say something completely different and say they're the only way. But it's good to read about it.
Yeah. And then follow through with what
figure it
works for you. Yeah.
Great. So maybe share.
That would be great. Share with us your ideas because they may be tips
We're
that we
always
could use.
looking to be better time managers.
Right, exactly. So thank you. Don't forget you can subscribe on YouTube, that you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, our website, amike.org. And we'd love to hear about you and the ways that you stay proactive in your art and your forms. Thank you.
Bye.